for what they could do, and in fact, doing everything that they could do wrong, they do wrong. So it's the same thing. We struggle through those areas. In fact, having gone public, we had money. We paid vendors ahead of time to ship merchandise to our stores. I think that many vendors in the United States would not be alive today had it not been for the Home Depot.
You know, if you think about it too, Bernie, you were comparing the two periods today and back then. I think it was much rougher for you back then. Interest rates were triple what they are now. We might get to that stage, and we had no hope that it was going to turn around anytime soon. But you had faith in the concept, and that comes through just the way you think about business and business people today. What's the lesson there?
Well, it was a concept that was made in heaven. We gave people what they wanted, we listened to them, and we knew what they wanted. And when you give people what they want, you end up with a solid, successful program. We weren't that bright. You know Ken Langone, Arthur Blank, and myself, two Jews and an Irishman, starting out, well, you would appreciate that, starting out a business that everybody said was going to fail. When we went public, our original public offering, we couldn't sell any stock. The stock you're talking about, we couldn't give away. Nobody believed that you could run a business with high volume, with low overhead, with people on the floor helping people. It just wasn't going to work. So we're lucky it hit, it made it, and today it's the largest home improvement center in the world with 500,000 associates. He's still going strong.
Absolutely.
Still an amazing company.
But if you think about it, what it was providing average folks, to say nothing of small business, is and in an environment where it was very tough, to move up or people to move into new homes or whatever, maybe fixing the ones they're in. But you saw that then at a time when few saw opportunity then. But I am wondering how you liken it to today. Not too long ago, I think in an interview with Yahoo Finance, you had what the hell does he know about economics? Going on to say very little. Where is your number one beef with Joe Biden right now?
Well, I think Joe Biden, the word schizophrenia comes to me. Somebody is talking to him. Maybe when he sleeps, it's though every day he wakes up figuring out another way to screw up America, and he's doing a great job of it. A phenomenal job. Every day it's another issue. It's another issue in another area that makes this country weaker than it was before. And I'm despairing over it. I think it's sad. I think it's bad for the people of America. And I think that as soon as they wake up and understand that all of this happened in such a short period of time, that one man could do this. In spite of being represented by a House and a Senate, that he could do this by himself, he did it. He did everything wrong, and everything that he did wrong is ending up with really bad results. We have inflation. We have people who have to worry about feeding their family or putting gas in the tank. We have to worry about people coming over the border by the millions. We have to worry about foreign policy, which is going to hell in a handbagger. And so he's got a couple of years left. I hope that the Congress changes. I think people recognize the fact that they got to put Republicans in at the House and Senate level, at every single level. We can't afford to lose any Senate seats or House seats. And those of you out there that are thinking with your heart and not with your brain, you better start turning it around. Change the wires, because your brain will tell you if you don't, things are going to get worse, not better. As you just heard the past one that was on with Neal, it can only get worse.
All right. In the meantime, Bernie, I'm just going to take a leap here and put you as a maybe on President Biden. Who do you want to see replace him? Do you want Donald Trump back? Do you like Florida Governor DeSantis? Who do you like?
Well, look, I think that Trump did a great job. He's just got a problem with with what he says in public. I think all of his policies were good. We know that. The facts are they were. The economy was great. Everything worked out well. He did a great job. And look, I think it's going to be the best man wins. It may be the senator maybe the governor of Florida. I don't know. But the American people will make a choice in 2024. I'm worried about today. I'm worried about 22 because I think that's where the fight is right now. And I think we should concentrate on it.
Okay. You know, I didn't know until reading this book that you were pretty good at hypnotism when you were a kid. In fact, you wanted to be a hypnotist. In fact, you were so good at it, you had a couple of scary incidents with some close friends, and you decided to drop it. But then I later discovered that you had gotten a scholarship to Harvard Medical School, but there was a wrinkle on it that you had to pay $10,000 as sort of a way to get around the curb on Jewish students. Tell me a little about that.
Yeah, you know, Neal, nobody understands that. But in the 50s, every single medical school in the United States, and I mean every single one, had a quota of 10% on Jews. So if you talk about discrimination, we were struggling back then. I was a pretty good student. I wanted to be a doctor. I thought I could have been a good doctor. Neal, I could have been somebody, I'm telling you.
Yeah, what the heck would have happened to you without it? Yeah.
I could have been a good doctor, but I couldn't get in. My whole family together, if you hung us upside down, you couldn't get $10,000. Wow. So I gave it all up, and I turned to retailing and found that I love retailing, and that's become my life since. And it's been rewarding for me. And this book, Kick Up Some Dust, is the book all about that.
No, it's fascinating. It's sad, but what I liked about it, Bernie, is the environment in which we're living today. As you know, Kanye West, I guess he goes by Ye right now, claimed that, and I'm quoting here, an all-controlling Jewish underground media mafia is out to get him. He said a lot of things that a lot of people interpreted anti-Semitic and that he's crazy. You have made a number of references, particularly in your book, where you said, I think it's genetic in many ways. Over the years, 2,000 years, Jews have been oppressed in every society we've ever belonged to. You go on to say, Jews were able to, through their wits, through their intelligence, through their brightness, to succeed in almost every single instance, no matter what civilization it was. Are you worried for today in the stuff you're hearing?
Yeah, I think it's happening all over again. I think a Jewish student trying to get into Harvard Medical School today will have a hell of a time doing it. I don't think he'll be able to do it. And I think it's like reverse discrimination. And I think that the blacks should understand they do have an opportunity much bigger than what we had. We didn't have that kind of opportunity. We didn't have the courts voting with us. We didn't have the courts supporting us. So Kenya is wrong. He's been wrong before, and he's wrong here.
He's a big supporter of Donald Trump. You're a big supporter of Donald Trump. How do you feel about that?
Well, God bless him. God bless him. It takes all kinds of people.
Bernie Marcus, thank you very, very much. The book is Kick Up Some Dust, Lessons on Thinking Big, Giving Back, and Doing It Yourself. Doing it yourself. Makes you think that he made the right move, whether it was forced on him or not, becoming a doctor. Who knows what he could have done in the medical world? We already know what he's done in the business world. And for mankind, one of the most generous philanthropists on the planet. Stay with us.